June 2nd, 2021, Sequim, Washington. It's 2 a.m. when Kiana Troxler starts her graveyard shift at a local gas station.
Right when I got to work, I told myself, today's gonna be a good day. One of my other supervisors, he laughed and slapped his knee. He's like, haha, yeah, right. I'm like, nah, you wait and see. It's gonna be a good day.
Kiana is one of 5 employees working that day.
Not too busy, not too slow, just regular day of business.
But just after 9 a.m., all of that changes. A white van pulls up, and after attaching the pump to his car, the driver heads inside.
He locks his doors, but the flowing gas pump is still there, unattended, pumping gas.
This is risky because we've all seen the signs at the gas station. Don't leave the pump unattended.
And this man is about to find out why.
We see a stranger creep up and start exhibiting some odd behavior.
He looks suspicious right from the first moment.
We see him standing between the 2 pillars, and to most people, it might look like this guy is just zoning out, but what he's really looking for is an opportunity.
The man heads straight for the unattended pump.
He just starts to, act like he's filling up his van that's not his vehicle.
When the driver returns, he doesn't notice the man at first. But when he hits the unlock button, the stranger makes a bold move.
The guy is trying to get into the van.
Realizing that this man is trying to steal his car, the driver confronts him.
I can only imagine the conversation if you walk back out to your car and there's a stranger pumping your gas.
The stranger tried to tell the customer that he worked there and he wanted to help them. And when the man said no, I believe that's when he really started to get angry. And so the customer came inside to seek help.
Hearing some commotion, other customers step in, including one man who happens to be licensed to carry a gun.
This customer is legally armed, and he decides to pull out his weapon, maybe just to intimidate him.
But even though a man has now approached him with a gun in his hand, the stranger still refuses to back away from the car.
The man with the gas is fearless. He's completely unfazed.
And he's angry. He picks up the gas nozzle and points it right at the man holding the gun.
This person starts to spray the gas. So then he realizes, listen, if a gun isn't gonna stop this guy, I need to get out of here because I'm gonna get set on fire.
He even tries to chase him with the gas nozzle, but it's too short.
That's when the situation gets out of control.
911, where is your emergency? What's going on?
Somebody is pouring gas over people's vehicles and saying he's going to set them on fire.
This is incredibly dangerous. The crazed man is dousing everything with gasoline.
He's spraying gas all over the place, slipping around.
Startled staff inside the store watch it all unfold on live security footage. If the pumps catch fire, this could turn into a deadly inferno within seconds.
What is this guy thinking? What if that van blows up?
The frightened manager goes outside to try and reason with the man, who is now brandishing a lighter.
He was saying, don't do this, you don't want to do this, put it down.
Things are starting to get wild. The gas is spilling everywhere. This is extremely dangerous. We're dealing with explosive materials here. And this guy's so frantic and violent, he doesn't even care.
The man is in such a reckless rage. He seems to want everything and everyone to go up in flames.
Witnesses say the man starts making threats to blow up the gas station.
Pouring gasoline over himself and threatening to do it to my manager also.
He's willing to set himself on fire and burn the whole place down and anybody else who's around.
Terrified for her manager's life, Kiana hits the emergency shutoff valve inside the store.
Okay, we shut the pump shut off. Oh my Lord.
This is a recipe for disaster. The concrete, the van, the pump, and even people around are covered in gasoline.
And then the man sparks a lighter.
And within a second, we see a flame.
Oh my God, they set it on fire.
They set it on fire?
They set it on fire.
Okay.
They set it on fire.
This is absolutely horrifying.
He drops the nozzle, ignites the lighter, and then within seconds, the whole place goes up in flames. The fire explodes.
Even inside the store, people feel the impact.
I felt the sliding doors shake. Everything on the counter kind of jumped. It was a large explosion.
Panicked, Kiana races to the intercom.
Everybody please evacuate all vehicles from the gas pumps now. There is a fire.
The pumps are down. We shut them down.
He was just trying to destroy basically everything and anything. He set himself and my manager on fire.
In the midst of the chaos, Kiana's boss manages to fight through the blaze to grab an extinguisher.
It's like a dark figure and very bright, fiery image. He immediately grabbed the fire extinguisher and started extinguishing the flames from the bottom like you're supposed to do.
He even turns the extinguisher on the man who just tried to kill him.
You can see my manager pushing the stranger out of the fire over while both of their shoes are on fire.
He saved this arsonist's life. He sprayed this guy with an extinguisher at short range.
But the danger is far from over.
So what if the flames leaked to the underground tanks? There could have been a massive explosion that could have killed people from miles away.
In the video, you can see those two metal circles right in the right part of the frame. That is the fuel tank itself. If the fuel would have wandered down into those holes, it could have been way worse, and I might not be alive today.
Despite the imminent danger, the undeterred arsonist remains determined to get away.
You can see the stranger jump right back into the deepest part of the fire, attempting to steal the white van, but it is locked. He decides to try the white pickup next and is successful.
They stole the gentleman's truck and took off, so we did not see who it was.
Okay, ma'am. And did we see which direction the truck left?
We were in shock.
Instead of thanking this gas manager for saving his life, he steals a truck and then speeds away.
The man peels off onto the roadway, driving recklessly for 11 miles before coming to a dramatic halt.
He crashes the truck into a Washington State trooper. The officer was in his car just pulling over a semi-truck when he gets hit. The injuries were so severe that both were airlifted to the hospital.
Back at the station, Kiana's boss is miraculously alive with only minor injuries.
My manager was very fortunate. The only damage he had to himself was the hair on his arms were a little singed and the soles of his shoes were slightly melted.
Police identify the arsonist as 40-year-old David Johnson, a repeat offender who'd only been out of jail for 2 weeks. He faces multiple charges, including first-degree arson, first-degree attempted robbery, and second-degree assault, as well as theft of a motor vehicle and 2 counts of malicious mischief.
A lot of people say that it might have been, fair for him to be charged with attempted murder. I believe he did try to kill quite a few people that day.
People wonder if Johnson had a death wish.
When you have a weapon pointed at you and it doesn't bother you, like pointed at your head, that really, speaks to me that you do want to die. And that day, I don't think he really cared who he took with him. I do hope that the man gets the help he does need. Hopefully he can turn his life around and understand what he did was very wrong and quite selfish.
6 days after the incident, the sheriff's department releases the video to the public, and it instantly goes viral.
Some new video showing what a man was up to in Sequim before hitting and injuring a Washington State officer.
It was all over social media.
After seeing that video online, Kiana's family is relieved that she and her co-workers are not hurt.
My fiance was really happy that I was home safe, and we're both really good friends with my manager, so we were really happy that he was at home safe with his family.
In spite of the terrifying ordeal, Kiana still decided to return to work.
I was pretty freaked out the day of. I was not afraid to go back to work because chances of this happening again in my lifetime fairly slim. I'm not going to let it take control of my life.
Kiana's manager has shied away from the media spotlight, but people consider him a hero.
My manager basically saved everyone's life that day. A lot of people come into the store and they'll be like, good job. And he's like, thanks, I did what I had to do. And I'm like, you're a hero, dude. Like, you're come on now. You're a superhero. Like, you're amazing. You know you are. Accept it.
As for Kiana, she copes with a sense of dark humor.
People would ask, like, how's your day? Or how's it going? I'd be like, well, I almost died at work and my manager saved my life. But other than that, everything's good. Business as usual.
In another Washington city, another employee also faces terrifying danger on the job. February 15th, 2020, Everett, Washington, 10:50 p.m. Chris Vincent is a longtime bud tender at a local dispensary.
Being a bud tender is pretty much the same as being a bartender. The difference is I serve people marijuana. People come in for multiple reasons, either recreational or medical. I have to try to help them find what they want.
It's late, and Chris is just about to close up the shop.
It was a normal day, and I was starting to wind down the store. We close at midnight. So the hour before, I like, get the floors clean, get the glass clean, make sure stuff's stocked up.
And because of 2 recent robberies at the store, security is top priority.
A couple months prior, a couple guys broke into our shop at 4 o'clock in the morning with a sledgehammer. Just cleaned us out. They took probably close to $15,000 to $20,000 worth of product. And then a couple days before Valentine's Day, they came in about 11 o'clock in the morning and held up the morning bud tender. But our shop wasn't the only one being hit at the time.
Multiple dispensaries in the area are also targeted.
Because marijuana isn't legalized across the country, dispensaries can't drop their money off at most banks. Banks are federally regulated, so they unfortunately have a lot of cash on hand. This can make them a huge target for robbers.
We have close to $1 million worth of inventory.
So the robbers, all they have to do is clear the shelves. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that there's someone casing the joint and figuring out what to take from the store to make the most money. Dispensaries being what they are and having as much cash and product on hand, it's also common for them to have quite a few cameras around to capture whatever might happen.
So Chris keeps a close eye on the security monitors.
We have so many cameras around the place, it's unreal. Almost like a casino.
Suddenly, his worst fear becomes reality. He sees 3 men outside the store who are heading straight for him.
I looked into the camera a little bit and kind of was like, what are these guys doing? And then all of a sudden, the guys just took off in a dead run. And I kind of froze for a second, for like 3 or 4 seconds, and then the door came barreling open, and they had the gun up.
The robbers burst into the dispensary, and almost immediately, one of them points a gun at Chris.
They were concentrating on telling me to open the register, open the register, open the register.
They know exactly what they're here for. Having a gun pointed in your face is one of the scariest things that can happen to you. A lot of times our adrenaline kicks in, but we freeze up and don't really know what to do. He maintains his composure while they run around.
Chris is also prepared. He has a wireless alarm button given to him by the store owner for exactly this kind of emergency.
What really caught them off guard is I had an alarm lanyard around my neck, and they see me push it. They said, he pushed the alarm, let's get out of here.
The thieves think the police are coming, but to Chris's horror, it seems the alarm has malfunctioned.
Nothing happened. So they stopped and came back.
And these robbers waste no time. One orders Chris to empty the register, while another stuffs all the products he can grab into a bag.
He took his glasses off and set them down on my chair that was next to my register and left them there. And he grabbed his bag, opened it up, and tries to start shoving stuff into the bag.
But that's when Chris sees an opportunity.
The guy that was getting on the wall, he had the gun in his hand, but he couldn't hold the bag and the gun and pull stuff off the wall. So he put the gun in his waistband. I was waiting for my time to get in there. When he put the gun away, that's when I took action. was me or them.
As Chris tries to figure out how to stop the robbers, he remembers something.
I have bear spray located all over the store.
Marijuana dispensaries are prohibited from having guns on the premises. So what do? They have baseball bats or bear mace.
Bear spray is non-lethal, but if it takes a bear down, it's going to take a grown man down.
So Chris makes a bold, calculated move.
If you do a play-by-play on the video, you'll see me standing at the register, and it's a Verdi desk, so it raises up and down. So underneath of it, I have bear spray. I look over at the other guy, and you see me just grab it and just very calmly just open it like I was opening up a bottle of Coca-Cola.
He stays calm, cool, and collected.
And I just started going to town on the guy.
He goes after one on the right side, and before the guy on the left even knows what's happening, he's already turned his sights on him. These guys are completely engulfed in this thick cloud of bear mace.
I kept my finger on the trigger and did a fanning motion. I just sprayed the guy coming on my left, and I came to the guy on the right, and then the other guy was trying to get out the door.
Now, all three robbers just want to get out of the store and away from Chris.
Bear spray can cause significant swelling of the nasal passages. It can cause trouble breathing, which can bring on panic. It can cause your eyes to shut uncontrollably. People are fumbling around, they can't see.
The key ingredient of bear mace is something found in chili peppers. It causes involuntary eye closure and then respiratory issues to stop aggressive behavior.
And it burns horrible.
But it works.
All three of the guys are struggling to get out of here at this point. We see them frantically knock things over while they're trying to get out. None of them want anything to do with it.
If you ever watched Looney Tunes or cartoons, it was just like what you see in a cartoon. They scattered like no other's business. They couldn't even get the door open fast enough. I mean, they were knocking stuff down. They were hysterical. Because I got the guy right square in the face.
Finally, they get the door open, making a desperate run for it with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Chris immediately calls the police. When they arrive, they find important clues. In their rush to escape, the suspects leave key evidence, including sunglasses and a cell phone. And everything is caught on camera.
One of the good things about this having occurred at a marijuana dispensary was that there was video. That video was posted on social media.
Posting the video leads to a flood of tips, but to Chris's surprise, it also turns him into somewhat of a local celebrity.
Crazy video shows the moments and robbers were stopped in their tracks. A store employee used bear spray to chase them out of an Everett pot shop.
I was very surprised. My favorite newscaster said my full name, and I was just like, that was the best part of the whole ordeal.
Still, Chris is modest about what he did.
It was lots of praise, and you're a hero, I'm glad you did that. And, it's not a hero thing to do, it's just, I was protecting myself and protecting what is ours.
A few months after the robbery, authorities arrest the three men seen in the video, who were all in their early 20s, and charge them with first-degree robbery.
For them to target us like that, it's just like, shame on you. They got away with it, twice, and then the third time, it just didn't work out for them.
Police say the suspects are likely connected to the string of robberies at other local dispensaries. The arrests bring Chris some much-needed stress relief, but going back to work has still been hard.
To be honest with you, I didn't want to come back. I really didn't. But the thing is the owner of the shop and I are pretty close friends. We've been friends for over 8 years.
And Chris knows that his quick-thinking bear mace tactic prevented things from being a lot worse.
Fighting back against a robbery doesn't always have to end up with somebody getting hurt. In this case, Chris, thinking to use bear spray, nobody got hurt. Less product was stolen, less cash was stolen, and the outcome was pretty good.
We know they'll never be back at this store. It would be a pretty bold move.
I'm glad that they got caught. You know, I'm sorry that they screwed up the rest of their life. You know, I mean, we do dumb things when we're younger, but, you know, some are dumber than others.
Traffic stop turns terrifying for an Idaho officer.
November 21st, 2016. Lewiston, Idaho. Police are on the hunt for 20-year-old Jesse Harrell.
He has a rap sheet a mile long.
He had multiple warrants for his arrest, 2 for driving without privileges, and then a felony warrant for malicious injury to property, and for a felony aggravated assault, where he had actually used a pistol and had assaulted a citizen.
Really just a loose cannon. And so it's very important that this person be apprehended because he was a danger to public safety.
With his criminal patterns, if officers don't catch him, he will escalate.
Police know Jesse is probably armed, but they aren't sure where he is.
The police had a hunch that Jesse might be staying at his mother's house.
Some of the police are assigned to monitor his mom's house, while Officer Woods patrols the streets nearby.
So they actually put a lookout outside the house to keep surveillance on it to figure out whether or not he was staying there.
When the officers are casing this house, they want to see who's coming and going, is there heavy traffic, and most importantly, is Jesse there?
At one point, something catches their attention.
They see a green car pull out of the driveway of this house, and their first instinct is to wonder, is Jesse inside?
So they send Officer Woods to go check it out.
Officer Woods knows the car. It belongs to Jesse's mother, Angelia.
I pulled the car over a week before for the no registration, and I knew that his mother was driving the vehicle.
So now he tries to quickly and strategically force Angelia to stop.
I tried to get into a position where I'd be able to catch up to the vehicle and make a traffic stop. And I immediately turned my emergency lights on.
But that's when things start to get weird. Angelia ignores the lights and keeps driving.
In my experience, people that do this don't want you to see whatever they're concealing.
What is Angelia hiding?
Finally, after driving for several blocks, Angelia pulls over, and with his dash cam rolling, Officer Woods approaches the car.
When I confronted her about having no registration, she stated that she was headed to her dad's house to get money so that she could register the car the next day.
But then there's a strange noise.
A thump in the back of the car.
He hears what seems to be a sound coming from the trunk and realizes this is not going to be your average traffic stop.
The minute he hears that noise, he knows somebody's in the trunk.
I looked at Angelia and I said, "Is Jesse in the car?"
As soon as he asks, Angelia knows the gig is up. She lets the officer know that he's indeed in the trunk.
But that's not all. She says Jesse is armed.
She said, "It's a toy gun, don't shoot him." I became obviously very concerned. I get on my radio.
446, I need you here immediately.
Is she telling the truth, or is she just trying to scare him off?
I didn't believe her.
Angelia has already been deceptive to police just by keeping Jesse in the trunk. So when she says it's a toy gun, why should we believe her?
It's kind of weird that this grown man would be in the trunk of a car with a toy gun. Very, very suspicious. Now, this really escalates the situation.
Toy gun or real gun, the officer has no idea, but a gun is a gun.
And now this officer has a really tough decision to make.
But Officer Woods knows he has one advantage.
If he's in the trunk, if he had an actual gun, he's gonna have a lot harder time finding me to shoot me if he can't see me.
And Woods is also hoping Jesse thinks about how risky it would be to try and fire a gun.
It's pretty common knowledge that if you have a gun and lift it towards an officer, there's a chance they could use deadly force. This kind of gave him the chance to approach the situation without having to think of deadly force first.
And that's when Jesse makes an unexpected move.
Heard the latch go.
Trunk just sort of pops open. His heart begins to race.
To Officer Wood's surprise, Jesse suddenly pops out of the trunk after activating an inside latch.
The special latch to help you get out in case something bad happens, like you get kidnapped. But in this situation, our guy uses it to pop out of the trunk.
Now, he is in a battle to restrain Jesse because he does have a gun.
He sees Jesse with the gun in hand, and he realizes he's got to act quick just in case it might be real.
Was he going to attack me, or was he going to try to run away?
It's a dangerous struggle.
When I reach over and grab the edge of the trunk trying to hold the lid down, it's wet. So when I lean on it, I actually slip off the back of the trunk and kind of go across the back of the vehicle. I catch my balance, and by this time, he's opening up the trunk, and I grabbed it and I tried to shut him back into it to hold him in the trunk.
Jesse won't stay put, but Officer Woods realizes the gun is indeed a toy.
The gun he had hits the top of the trunk, and when it did that, I heard the sound of it, and it was plastic. I was confident enough that it was a toy gun.
So this officer makes a bold move. He leans into Jesse, he kind of wraps him up with his arms, sort of tackling him, and then he takes him to the pavement.
He has no idea if there's other weapons, or what if Jesse's mom tries to defend her son any way she can.
Jesse's mom begs Officer Woods not to arrest him.
And, you know, to not hurt him. She was concerned that he was going to get hurt. She was pretty excited.
Angelia was probably just trying to protect her son, but concealing a felon with active warrants, never a good idea. Sometimes a mother's love is unconditional and unlawful.
Thankfully, backup arrives quickly. They're able to fully detain Jesse, and they arrest the mom. And this situation is under control.
The second officer shows up. We roll Jesse onto his stomach, handcuff him, basically pick him up and take him to the front of my patrol car.
In addition to the toy gun, police find a knife on Jesse, and both he and his mom are charged.
We charged him with obstructing an officer, battery assault on an officer, and a concealed dangerous weapon. And Angelia was charged with accessory to a crime, possession of a controlled substance, and paraphernalia.
The dashcam video of the wild traffic stop earns Officer Woods widespread praise.
Once the police chief viewed the video of this incident, he was extremely proud of Officer Woods. He believed that he acted in an exemplary manner in an incredibly tough, incredibly volatile situation, and everyone went home alive.
My chief at the time had seen the video, and he was very upbeat on how we handled the traffic stop, and he released it to the public.
Traffic stop turns terrifying for an Idaho officer when a suspect pops out of the trunk with a gun.
And soon, the video goes viral.
One reason people have found this video fascinating is just the fact that this is a mother and a son. Highly unusual to have a fugitive son that you're harboring in the trunk of your car. And furthermore, once Jesse is outed, once they realize he's in the trunk of the car, he doesn't just lay down and accept it, he fights back. And thankfully, we had this officer to get this dangerous person detained, under control, and behind bars.
I'm very glad it turned out the way it did.
Woods is overwhelmed by the response.
A lot of the people in the community I've known most of my life saying good job or congratulations, and it's nice.
But he insists he was just doing what he is supposed to do.
A nice happy ending for our officer in this scary situation.
For me, it's just doing my job and making sure that I keep vigilant and keep myself safe and the community safe.
In Alabama, another startling crime also has police searching in the night. December 31st, 2015, 11 p.m., near Birmingham, Alabama. Danielle Yancey and her husband are celebrating New Year's Eve at home.
Usually we stay in on New Year's Eve just because of our dogs. We go to like an early dinner, come home, and just chill out. So I was in the back in our bedroom watching a movie, and my husband was in another room watching football on TV.
But before the clock strikes midnight, their quiet evening takes a terrifying turn.
Close to 11 o'clock, my husband comes running down the hallway yelling, and he was like, "Come here, come here." And I paused the movie, got up, and I was like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "There's a naked guy in our breezeway." Had no idea what was happening and didn't believe him. And he said, "Check the security camera."
Danielle sees a mystery man on their doorbell camera. And to her horror, he is nude, wearing nothing but a sock and a Ronald Reagan mask.
First of all, who does that? Who runs around naked with a Ronald Reagan mask? You have someone crawling around the outside of your house at night, naked. That's frightening.
It was someone that was naked. He had a mask on, a presidential mask, and he was kind of covered on his private part with a sock, and kind of kneeling down and looking in the windows. It just immediately gave me chills because it was very creepy.
I'm not really sure what's more disturbing here, a naked man running up to a house or the naked man is wearing a Ronald Reagan mask.
Still, even if they're tempted to laugh, Danielle and her husband know this could be very serious.
You don't know at what point does it go from just being weird to being dangerous. What were his intentions? Who else was with him? A lot of these videos, we see one person. Is there more than one person involved? Where are they? What are they maybe armed with?
I wonder if he had a gun. I know he's naked, but it could have been behind the breezeway wall and could have pulled it out. You get nervous about what ifs, what this person was going to do next. There was concern that it could have been someone that was actually a peeping Tom in our neighborhood. There were so many what ifs about this that I didn't know which way it was going to be.
Could he have been someone that wanted to kidnap her? Or are they a stalker?
For Danielle, it's a real fear. At the time, her life was very public because she was a reality TV star on the Bravo show Jersey Belle.
I'm a kick-ass publicist from Jersey that married the man of my dreams and wound up living in Mountain Brook, Alabama.
And this wouldn't be the first time her celebrity status had resulted in unwelcomed negative attention.
People would drive up, knock on my door, look in the windows. So it was a little creepy, just, as a public figure, I mean, of course, I knew that was part of it.
Celebrities tend to be magnets for weirdos. Unfortunately, a lot of celebrities are the victims of things like this.
And this time, Danielle's husband isn't interested in taking any chances.
It caused her husband to come out and confront this person.
My husband went out the door and tried to run after him.
If someone is willing to do something like that, what else are they willing to do?
Danielle's husband races after the intruder, but can't find him.
The guy, he panicked and ran down the street.
Now, the couple is scared.
My husband came back in the back door and came down the hallway running and yelling at me, "Danielle, Danielle." So that's when we immediately called the police to have them come out and look and make sure somebody wasn't still near our house or coming back.
When the police arrive, they comb the neighborhood looking for the nude man. But because of his mask, they aren't even sure who they're looking for.
In a case like this, we would hope that there would be additional video that might show the person before they put the mask on and before they come disrobed. And potentially if they're driving a vehicle, if we can get a description of the vehicle or the license plate.
They don't find any additional video. But it's only 40 degrees outside, so police don't think the man can get far without his clothes. Who is he? And where has he gone?
The police just said, we will do whatever we can to make sure y'all are safe.
The next morning, Danielle decides to help police by posting the doorbell footage on social media.
I posted it firstly on our neighborhood group, just to be aware that there's someone out there that possibly could come by their house, and on a public page of mine on Facebook and also on my Instagram.
Danielle tries to make light of things with captions like, "Interesting night in. Thank you, naked boy." But for the next few days, she's shaken.
I don't even want to leave my house. I mean, every time I was looking over my shoulder to see if anybody was around my car, worried that somebody would jump out behind my car.
Neighbors and fans are also worried.
A lot of women obviously follow me, and they were all concerned. "Danielle, please be careful." And we had multiple people stopping by. "Thank you so much for, posting this in our neighborhood so that we're aware. Have you had any updates? We're very concerned still." And we had this guy that stopped by and said, "I just want to show you this paperwork of a court date that's coming up. It's about a naked peeping Tom in our neighborhood that was arrested. He's not in jail right now, so he could have come back." So at that point, I got chills again. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared now.
Still, not all of the responses Danielle receives are supportive. Some people suggest that the whole story is a big, well-orchestrated fake.
That you have someone who's looking to make a bigger name for herself, because reality stars are looking for their 15 minutes and then another 15 minutes of fame.
The rumors infuriate Danielle.
That was just so far-fetched to say that it was a publicity stunt. It's something that I would never do.
Despite the naysayers, it takes no time before the video goes viral.
Captured on surveillance video outside their house,
wearing only a Ronald Reagan mask.
And a few days later, Danielle and her husband get the break they were hoping for when a neighbor knocks on their door.
He said, "I actually know who did this, and it's nothing to be afraid of going forward."
The man tells Danielle that the intruder is actually just an embarrassed teenage boy from the neighborhood, a kid who got carried away with some friends. Danielle gives the information to police, but because he's underage, they don't release the suspect's name to the public.
We find out that this is a prank. It's a stupid prank.
I guess the boys decided to pull this prank on New Year's Eve and thought it would be funny.
But neither Danielle or authorities are amused by the prank. Because joke or not, the reality is it could have resulted in dire consequences.
Because of the danger potential. Alabama is what's referred to as a castle doctrine state, which basically means if the homeowners in Alabama feel threatened by someone who enters their property, and if they have firearms, they may end up shooting the person. That is a very potentially violent and deadly situation that could very well have ended very tragically for the prankster.
There was a couple of guys that stopped by and they were like, "Well, if he'd come on our property, I might have shot him."
On Facebook, Danielle writes a long, grateful post to inform everyone that the mystery man has been identified. But she and her husband decide not to press charges.
This young man could have been facing a number of charges, including public lewdness, stalking, and things of that nature.
I don't think, he realized we had cameras.
Still, Danielle isn't about to let him totally off the hook. She doesn't name him, but in public posts on her social media, she lets him know just how thoughtless his actions were.
I know it's a funny prank, but with a mask on like that, it is super scary. And I just wanted to let you know to be careful because it could have been a lot scarier than you think.
And Danielle's message does not fall on deaf ears.
A few days later, this high school boy came over with his father. He did say they were playing cards, and for some reason they have presidential masks when they were playing cards, and somebody had an idea to go knock on someone's door nude. I was a little bit mad. Why did they choose our house, and was it targeted to us? And he said, "No, ma'am, this was just a house that was, at the corner and all your lights are on. And he just said, I'm so sorry for pulling this prank.
Now, both Danielle and police hope the incident serves as a warning.
It could have ended a lot worse than it did.
This was a situation that could have gone very differently if he had gone to just a few houses down the road from us.
The lessons are here is just to kind of be mindful of what you're doing. I mean, we were all teenagers once.